Welcome back to Restauranttopia. We got a quick hitting episode today. Everyone's been talking about this. This is revolutionizing the internet. It is causing disruption. It's going to cause disruption in the restaurant industry too. ChatGPT. What is it? How can you use it for your restaurant? How is it going to change things?
Imagine a perfect world where you can build a restaurant, open the doors, and make loads of money. Unfortunately, those days are over. It takes great leadership, hard work, and long hours to operate a successful restaurant. Together, we can make it happen. This is Restauranttopia.
David, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. Brian, I'm glad you brought this up because...
you ready for this?
I am, because I got to be honest with you. Normally, I like to kind of get in and research stuff early, but I don't know a ton about this. I've kind of flirted with it a little bit. I know you've done a little bit more. I'm excited to talk about this, and I think that the stuff you've got to unpack here is going to be impactful. So this is Mastering Restaurant Marketing with ChatGPT, how to attract more customers and boost your business.
Okay, so ChatGPT is a language model created by OpenAI. I don't even know what that means.
So what I understand, and I can speak layman, because I am.
Lay it on.
So what this is doing is this is actually taking like a Google, let's say a Google search, on steroids. So it's basically like instead of Google just bringing back like websites and places to look, like, you know, when you ask Alexa something and she answers it versus she says, here's what web pages I found. That's a difference. So here's what web pages I found would be Google. Actually answers it like a human being would be more of like your ChatGPT, and then when that starts getting into those voice products, I think it'll be even next level. But I think
it will too.
But from what I understand, so you're able to type something in, how to create engaging social media posts for my restaurant, and it will actually uniquely type out that answer, or it'll say, or write a blog post about my restaurant, or I think one of our colleagues sent me one that said, write a haiku poem about a salesperson named Dave who has 2 kids and loves his family. And it literally wrote a poem, a unique poem. You know what I mean? You're talking like anything you can think about.
Yeah,
like,
and I think that's where the AI and the like historical, just the Google research of coming up with something like in the past, Google or whoever could summarize something on a web page, but what ChatGPT is doing is actually writing things and creating. Now they're using
it's creating unique content.
Correct, yeah. So they're using that data to create the unique content, and then you can train it and let it know more about your restaurant. So I played with it quite a bit over the last 2 weeks, and I was putting it in restaurants' names, and it was creating press releases and creating content with that restaurant's name in there. So the more you use it, the more you'll train it up and have these, they're basically like searches, or I don't know what they're called. They're basically like categories where you'll have your past conversations with the chat on there and the stuff that it created. So I've been kind of going in these verticals and keeping the AI.
So you can actually build your own, you can educate your own aspect or corridor of ChatGPT.
Correct. Okay. With this, and that's not what we're talking about today, but you can have a chat bot on your website so they'll know, hey, when is your restaurant open? What are the hours today? And train this up. And then it's going to pull. It's like, oh, hey, it's Tuesday. We're open from 2 o'clock to midnight. And no, hey, it's a holiday, so we're not open. Right. You're going to be able to train up these chat bots so it's better informed and able to converse with you. Yeah. But what I want to talk about today is how cool it is to use ChatGPT for restaurant marketing and all the cool things that you can do to have it create content for you that then you can repurpose and put out on your social media channels. Now, again, it's going to kill some things. Maybe it's going to kill search, or maybe it's going to kill different forms of social media. But right now, I see it as a revolutionary tool that you can use for your restaurant.
So I know you got some good bullet points here, but before we get into it, explain to me, because I don't know.
Okay.
Like, how easy is this to start? Like, is this like going to Google and searching, or you have to create an account, or talk to me a little bit about the entry into doing this?
So OpenAI is the company, and I'll put the link in the show notes, that has this Chat GPT. You go on there, create an account. It's free as of right now because it's really a research project. But this is what all of the big companies are working on, is this artificial intelligence. But this is one of the first movers on it. They got a thing going with Bing. It's free right now. They have a paid service that's coming out that I think I'll get. That's $20 a month. And again, $20 a month is legit. Like if I'm not going to use it, I'm definitely not going to pay $20 a month. I see myself using it.
And that's the Netflix you're not watching. I mean,
Correct. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a cool service. You sign up with the username. Now, because it's free and because of the demand, you can have instances where you cannot get on because the system's overloaded.
Yeah, so let's talk about it.
right.
I'm looking at your notes here, and I'm excited to share some of this stuff.
All right, and I want you to go to restauranttopia.com and check out episode 142 because I have examples of screenshots that I did. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
so the first one, creating an engaging social media post. This one to me was crazy. Like you think, oh, I'm just going to draft some content, some text in a social media post. This AI does it better than you ever thought you could. If you look at our last 5 or 10 Restauranttopia posts, they all have been created with this, and it's really good. It is really, really good. And when I say ChatGPT, create a social media post on, our new vegan cheeseburger that has jalapenos, it will create the post, it'll create the hashtags, it'll create everything around that post in the text for you. It'll put the emojis in there. It will look like you spent a ton of time, and it will take you all of 1 minute.
And basically, you just need to probably supply a picture of the,
Yeah.
not to ChatGPT, but
Yeah.
you need to have a picture of the
Yeah.
burger, and then you've got your post for Instagram or...
Correct. There is AI out there that is creating pictures, but to me, you have the content right there in front of you. It's your restaurant.
and
People
plus-
want to see your
plus You
restaurant.
shouldn't have stock photography, or made, what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you want your product.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
your
And
product.
And if you don't have food photography of your product, please reach out to us. If you're in Northeast Ohio, Columbus, Florida areas, like we have a whole team dedicated to doing those types of things.
Eat
But if you're
local
not-
Ohio, eat local Florida.
Yeah, and if you're not, please, it's worth the investment.
All right. Another one I'm big on that it blows my mind on how good this is. So on your website, you should have some blog content, and it'll help with SEO. It'll help tell your story. But if you want to write a blog post on, I did really cool stuff. I did, how does Angelo's restaurant work with the community in Aurora, Ohio? And it put a 10-paragraph blog post together in a matter of minutes on all these things. Now, is all of it true and accurate and correct? No. But it gave you the first draft that was 90% done that you can go back through and edit. It was really cool.
Wow.
Which would have taken you an hour to make a good post.
It actually. So I don't know how to ask this. So is it is it making up things that they would do in the community, or it's actually pulling stuff that was done?
So it's making up stuff that they could do in the community, but the more you feed the AI, the better it'll do. So if you talk about articles, or you talk about things that you've done, or you talk about that we help the Girl Scouts out, we help the boys swim team, and we help out this, and you load that question as you would ask it to the AI, it will be and provide more detail.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it provided a really, really good answer, and it really robust. So I want you to try it with your restaurant and think of questions and things that you want to write a blog post. Add 5 pages to your website that give the user and Google and everyone, again AI, different opportunities to look at your content.
And I would think that if you ended that question in the ChatGPT with and also has high SEO value, or high, scores high SEO, like it would actually do that as well.
No, that's actually number 4. And so you could actually, again, this is where the AI builds upon itself. You go into that blog post, and then we'll skip ahead here to number 4, and then say, all right, optimize the above blog post for local search in Aurora, Ohio. It will start adding some keywords and things into that blog post that you're going to want to have to optimize it for SEO.
That's awesome.
Really, really cool. All right. This one is near and dear to, I think, every restaurant operator's heart. We hear Joe Polizzi, Matt Plapp, Josh Kopel. Everyone's talking about their email list. And everyone wants to do an email list, but to put together the campaign, you already did the blog post, you already did the social media post, and then now you want me to do, an email blast?
Right, yeah.
Well, I don't even know what to talk about. Well, ChatGPT has you covered there. They can do email campaigns that are amazing. Put in there if you're talking about Valentine's Day, if you're talking about patio season, if you're talking about anything that's a good topic, they will write content for you centered around your restaurant.
And the more information you give it, the more accurate and the more
Yep.
the more like tuned into what you're doing.
Write me an email campaign newsletter for patio season along with our new Southwestern brisket burger. And it will write an amazing content about that. And actually, what I found, it writes more than you would want. So that you're going to like shorten it.
Yeah.
Like it actually provides a lot of content.
Nice.
Number 4, generate menu item descriptions. This I thought was really cool. And again, back to my point of it provides more information than you want. I did a brisket burger with jalapenos and it wrote like 4 paragraphs on that. It's like, I gotta shorten this down. Like no one's menu is gonna look like, it's gonna look like the Bible. It was crazy, but it provided that additional content that was really good, very well done, wordsmithed it where it sounded appetizing.
If you said like this restaurant in this area with this ambiance with these 4 menu items, like it would probably write up a review.
No, it will. That's actually number 6. So writing press releases and emails to the media. This thing does it amazing. Check it out. Use your restaurant. Use your name. Use your concept. Whether it's Italian or you're opening up another location. There are food bloggers that you could just write this really high impact email to them if you just take the time to go, hey, I know this person's contact. I know food blogger in Columbus. I'm going to email them. I'm going to DM them with the content. And again, people are going to see that you spent some time. You didn't, but they're going to see that you spent 3 paragraphs talking about your restaurant, giving them content then to repurpose and write about your restaurant.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think, when I'm thinking of all these things, what resonates with me the most is like especially the independent operators' hesitancy on really going all in on social media.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Imagine like if you get pictures, okay? If it's going to do the post for you with the appropriate hashtags, emojis, and all the different things that make posts good and make them react well on that platform, what's your problem?
No,
get going.
And that gives more data as to in context for Mark Zuckerberg or TikTok. Yeah, whoever's controlling these algorithms, so they can put that context and market that content to their user base.
Right.
Just to have a photo, they can use AI to see it's a cheeseburger, but to say, all right, this is a cheeseburger in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's Burger Week, or this is a cheeseburger that
I'm
has...
thinking more simple than that. Like just like people just don't want to take the time to type it out or know what hashtags they are.
No, correct.
Proper spacing. I mean, because there's details in a social media post that make it work better than if you were to just put a picture up.
Correct.
So
No.
I think there's a lot of hesitancy for people to do that because it is a little bit of work. You know what I mean? And you can have the Hootsuite or whatever and do it like work one time to do it like for a month. But man, if you spent a couple hours on ChatGPT, you could have your whole month's social media postings.
Yeah, if you spend
very easily.
If you spend a couple hours on it, you could have a whole year's worth.
Yeah.
And go on to the different platforms. ChatGPT, do a social media post for LinkedIn about catering for my restaurant that sells pizza. Like, boom, it will produce something. So again, try these. I'll put some examples on. I'm going to follow up with another episode. But my last point here is ask ChatGPT for content ideas. You don't know what to talk about, just have a conversation with the AI, and it's creepy. I'm telling you, you're going to be weirded out if you're like me, but you will go down a rabbit hole with this AI going back and forth and asking it questions, and it will build upon itself, and you'll get some really cool things to do for your restaurant.
ChatGPT, give me 100 episodes of Restaurantopia.
Yeah, right?
A podcast about local restaurant operators.
No. I mean, I would say two things that are going to be amazing this year in technology. First, Restaurantopia is available in your ear anytime you want it through your phone.
Yep.
Second one is ChatGPT.
Yep.
Those are my two.
I love it.
It's early in the year. I'm putting my predictions down. That's it.
I got it.
Take a look at it. Get familiar with it. This is not a flash in the pan. We got some other technology that we're going to talk about real soon. What is it? Be Real?
Oh, Be Real. Yeah, I'm testing it out.
You're testing it out. All right, we're maybe going to do an episode about that.
Yeah, there's Be Real, Clubhouse. Obviously, everybody's familiar with TikTok.
Yeah.
But we could talk about these all day long. But what we're talking about here today, actually is, I feel like, takes down the barrier of entry.
Yeah.
That some people are hesitating while they're not doing it.
If you think back, and I'm not making it more than it is, this is what I believe and this is what I see. This is like Google search and how revolutionary it's going to be. So this is something that you want to be on the front end of, because whatever the algorithm and whatever the AI morphs into, it is there and it's here to stay, and you're going to want to be ahead of the curve. So the first mover advantage, the familiarity, the be able to use it and to maximize your restaurant's marketing efforts along with all the other possibilities that it has, I think it's going to be really cool. So Dave, thanks for taking the time today.
No, I appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for putting this together, and we'll see you guys later.
Very cool. Thanks.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Hillcrest Food Service. If you are a local independent restaurant and are looking for a distributor who has chef and operational consulting, provides marketing support, does menu reviews, and most importantly, wants you to be successful, reach out to Hillcrest Food Service at hillcrestfoods.com.
Do we need to do intro music?
All right.
Do we need to do intro music, or are we good?
Best intro music.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I'm waiting for a Grammy to come.
You think?
You think?
An EGOT. Isn't that
What's an EGOT?
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Oh. I'm not ready for that. I can't dance. Little known fact. All right.